Morning voice. Hey Alexa, what day is it today?
Today is Tuesday, March 5th, 2024, in Los Alamitos.
March 5th, Los Alamitos. I don't... Collin Tapia. I'm reading, like, please. It's, please hang in there. I know you're frustrated, I know you're mad, but these court system, the court will not let me see you boys, they're not listening. I don't have family, this is why. I hope you remember everything I taught you. It's very hard to wake up. Crying and scream. I want to scream. I can't scream. I tried screaming yesterday and it didn't come out. It's like I've done that before, and it's like in my dream where I just want to scream like cat. It's like you scream and nothing, none of your energy just comes out. It's empty. The declaration and facts. These are not facts, and they're not declaration. It's not facts. They're using technology to sweep everything under the rug. This is not facts. Where are the humans? Where are the real people at? Face to face. I went to a therapist for my boys in Westminster. Face to face, they had a therapist face to face talking to them about what's going on. How come there's no therapist? There's nothing set up for this. And the judge told me I have to face the facts that they don't want to see me. That's death. I have to wait June 17th for a hearing. When I'm missing this whole thing, the eclipse, everything. It's not just me. There's more. And it's these psychic readers, these tarot readers. They all want to fucking blame this shit on everybody else, but they don't want to blame it on them. They are the fucking cause. They are not who they say they are. They are lying. And I have to prove it to the masses. Fox News, Trump knew I'm only fucking 39 years old. And I caught this because of Fox, because of what my dad was doing. And what my dad was doing was telling me the best way that he can. He was a fucking asshole. I don't trust guys. I don't trust men. That's my dad's fault. And actually, it's helping me at this point. But it's also a double-edged sword because I got 3 boys. They're going to be 3 men. I have a young adult. He don't like me. He sees me as a threat for some fucking reason because of his dad. Because his dad has mother issues. Because his dad did not have a father to protect him either. Lauren Tapia knows what he did. And his whole family is going down because I'm going to bring his whole fucking family down and the whole city. That whole city. And what I saw in politics was disgusting. I saw people in other bigger cities coming into smaller cities and just drowning them with drugs. When I would go to the bars, I would get a lot of people working in the school district. You can't hide anymore. You can't hide. Um, um, this is why Britney Spears is not free. And I asked my ancestors, why did my brother get hit by a car? Why did my brother have to suffer like this? And it's a curse. It's a curse. Your parents weren't there, and my dad ratted him out too. But then it was good. It kind of helped me in a way, but it pissed off my mom, because my mom would aggravate my dad. My mom did kill my dad. I do have to face it. But my dad also killed himself, because my dad could have taken care of himself. My dad could have stopped it. But where was my dad gonna go? It's just gonna be the same shit. Yeah. So, one timing. My mom has family. She cries over her best friends, but won't. She can't accept the fact. My mom cannot accept the fact that she doesn't love me. She's in denial on how she loves me, on how she loves her kids. She cannot love her kids, and it's in history. Like this one girl. It's just to me, that mother, it's how she acts. Like my grandparents didn't love each other, and when that happens, the mom, like, I'm pretty sure my grandma wanted affection or wanted some kind of love from my grandpa, but my grandpa was either bi or gay. And I do believe that the military hides that shit. And if my grandpa was in some kind of sorority, then yeah, my grandpa was gay. And my grandma was trying to get that, but back then, when being gay was, you had to be secret. It had to be secretive. Especially if you're in the military, you gotta be secretive. So I noticed right away that my grandparents did not love each other. Like, I saw that, I felt it. But they liked us, but they didn't want us to be around that long. They couldn't stand us for that long. We were too much. And we were only around for very little. Then I'd say when I was in third grade, probably third grade, they got a divorce. My grandparents got a divorce, and my mom started crying her eyes out. Your parents are supposed to stay together until they're married forever, this and that. And I'm like, but they weren't happy, so isn't a divorce better? And my mom's like, you don't understand. Those are my parents. I'm like, it's not a death. They're still here. I didn't understand that. And she was getting fucking pissed at me. So every time my mom would say something, I would snap and like, but why? And it's just like my son Desi. And I love how my son Desi says it, because it's just like me. Like, he's just asking a question, and then they'll get fucking pissed. When women don't know that their spouses or their partner are gay, it affects them. And then postpartum does happen. I had postpartum heavily. And it was like, I couldn't take a shower. I didn't want to go outside. I didn't feel like strong enough to take care of you, Anthony. I felt like I was doing it wrong. I felt like if I took a shower, I was neglecting you. If I went to go and get the mailbox, go to the mailbox, and you were inside and sleeping, I feel like, oh my god, I'm neglecting you. What if you wake up? And I would run to the mailbox sometimes, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I don't understand this. And it took me a while. I'm like asking my grandma, and she just said that it's you're like being attacked. It's just you gotta exercise. You gotta work things out. Like it was a lot of chemical imbalance. It was. And a lot of negativity and a lot of attacks, having people telling you you're doing shit wrong as a mom. You can't hold your son long enough. You're supposed to do this with the milk, not that with the milk. You shouldn't breastfeed for that long. You know, bullshit stuff, and it'll get to you. So the more I went inside with you boys, the more I created a heaven on earth for us. Like, those words are not, those negativities, they don't care, they don't know. It's my life, my memories for you boys, and I'm glad I stuck up. Now, secret societies like this, they marry women to get kids, to get higher up. He's a gambler. This guy's a gambler. Okay, back to Britney Spears thing. I asked my ancestors, this is how my mom is. Like, my mom will be in complete denial on how she will raise us kids. She was sleeping most times. She got depressed because my dad did the same thing. My dad didn't get that feeling back. My dad kind of got grossed out about my mom because my mom would bring up sexual stuff. Then my dad's like, nah. My dad did get grossed out. I don't want to watch this. And my mom would want to watch it. And I noticed at the end, Lauren Taffy would do this. He would watch a movie and it had something to do with little kids in it. And I'm like, I can't. I gotta leave the room. So I would, and I went and watch movies with him. So it, my brother, I always asked, why did my brother get hit by a car? Curse. Then as I got older, the Britney Spears thing started coming up more. And I would get the earworm thing, where I kept hearing her song over and over again. And there was one song that just, it was from NSYNC. I would wake up with it. And NSYNC played the song, and I'm like, that's not the guys that played it. Why does this song sound so fucking familiar? I'm like, oh, it's from Bread. And man, music helped me so much. Anthony, this is what you put. I heard about the court stuff, and I don't think it would be fair for Desi to stay alone in Nevada. I heard the plan was to have Collin and I go back to California and Desi to stay, but I don't think him being here alone. He is in his room all day without cousins or family around. He's just going to grow depressed. Yes. At least in California, he can visit his cousins nearly every day and being more sociable. I also think it would be right to wouldn't be right to split the family up unevenly. And I want to be with my little brother, so I know he'd be safe if anything. Anthony Tappy, Anthony, you put that. But you don't understand that the courts are lying and your dad's lying. Stephanie lied. The whole family's lying. My mom is lying. I told you I did not have a mother. I told you I did not have a mother. So Anthony, the Britney Spears case, my brother was hit by a car. We had one social guest, which was poor Princess Alice, Britney's mom killed somebody, killed a boy, and his name was Anthony. There's nobody here. So she was quite right. When I found that out, maybe close to 10 years ago.
He said to me, "You married me
Maybe-
when you were old and
maybe further back, but I'm gonna say a good solid 10 years ago. I knew for a good 10 years I knew. So
who gave him £200 to spend in his private members casino.
when my dad died, he was connecting me to Fox, and then like that Bob's Burger shit and all this funny shit starts happening, and then
It's exclusive from the point of view that not too many people are keen to pay 60 guineas a year to be a member of a club.
When I became pregnant with you,
so we went to the club. He played in the Minnows game.
The name
I sat
was brought
behind
up, Anthony,
him,
and I was talking to my grandmother.
He was becoming
And my
slightly
grandmother
disturbed.
knew a bunch of people. She told me she knows a bunch of people. She knows a bunch of celebrities and stars and this and that. I'm like, that's cool. That's neat, you know, like.
And I followed him, and he said to John Burke,
Like,
one of the directors,
she's just telling me all the wonderful
he
things.
wanted to join the big game. John Burke
And,
said, "No, John, go home."
So when me and Lauren decided on the name Anthony, we looked,
I'm sorry.
and it said
So I
St.
said,
Anthony, and it was on my grandmother's birthday.
And he said 8,000. So I
And
said, "Oh,
and that's it. That's his name.
And then he said, "I'm sorry."
And I always wanted a junior. So, Anthony, you'd be a junior. And I
tried to comfort him and sort of rubbed his back and said, "Don't worry,
whatever your
you'll
dad
win
had
back
you
again."
to believe, then believe that.
So we obviously spent a
But I'm
very
telling
unhappy
you,
Christmas.
Lauren Tapia
Having
and the
lost
rest of the
absolutely
family,
his
you
money.
cannot. I'm a good mother.
Only
I
had
am a
1,000.
a good mother,
Because his
Anthony.
boat had sunk, he'd insured 4,000 and
No mother should be put in this situation at all. My mom did some witchcraft shit and was all into this
he inherited money.
spiritual stuff at one point in time.
Golf
And
course
she even
made
called me
millions.
evil yesterday because I was talking to the dead. It's evil stuff.
And so we had a substantial
And I go, I need
injection
someone to
of
believe
money,
me.
could
I go,
describe it.
and
And we were looking to buy a house because I was by this time out.
no one's gonna believe me
Finally,
how
we
that a
found
mother
one
like
we
this
liked,
is damaged
46
from childhood.
Belgrave Street.
Something happened to her in her childhood that caused her to not be a
$17,000.
parent. She's sleeping all the time, and she was never with us when we were little. Never. It was always about money, money, money. When my dad had money, even the casino money, he had casino money.
We got a letter
When he
from
had the
John
casino money,
and he said
it was the
to
same
my
shit.
husband,
There was no
"Has
money.
marriage quietened you down?
My mom would spend it all.
Why don't you come and have a drink with us?"
My mom has a huge gambling problem.
I found that in the end, if you gamble for high stakes, you more or less have to gamble with your friends, because it's a very unwise man who gambles with a stranger for high stakes.
Did your husband look up to John Anthony?
I can only think of a sort of rude word for it, but I thought I can't say it.
And
he sort of
since I knew that what my grandma was doing, since I knew that since
really
my mom was like that, it was looking
Basketball
like
was
how
making a
Lauren
fortune
was.
from friends and fellow gamblers at the Claremont Club.
I couldn't
Helped pay for an
stand.
unusual lifestyle,
I
including
couldn't
his
go
own
to
privacy.
another man. I couldn't
My
go
husband
to
had
anybody
a
else
father, and I think he
because it would just be the same bullshit. It would just be a guy claiming that he understands me, but he has no idea what he's fucking talking about because he would do the same fucking thing. Even Lauren Tapia said the same thing. He could never do this, and look at him. He's doing it right now.
So he went and had a drink.
How are you gonna take the whole family's involved? I'm calling the whole city out because he is the whole city.
And he would be the dean.
Oh,
And would have
but me being a
percentage
medium
of
psychic,
bank's
like,
winnings or takings. Well, it was rather, I would say, undignified.
What does that have to do with
thing for
anything?
a peer of the realm to do.
like
He used to get insulted.
I saw it coming as a child. I saw this all coming.
But he
The mediumship.
was indifferent. Anyway,
I can
my
help
power
people
bank lost
connect
money,
to certain people
but the
in the
habit
afterlife.
was by then established.
Stephanie
We would go
Davison.
there every day. That's how it all began.
And when you don't have love and you don't love yourself, like she did not love herself. She could not have possibly loved herself. Because of her, because of her upbringing. She was told that this was...
Because if you don't produce a son, your reputation is in tatters.
That's why my mom had Jesse.
Really?
My mom goes,
Yes,
I
it's
thought
as
your guy
bad
would
as
change
that.
after I had Jesse. I thought he wanted a son. I gave him a son. And look,
I
it
was
didn't
absolutely
change.
thrilled,
And I'm
honestly,
like,
when I produced a
what do
son.
you mean?
And that's George in his
It
prime.
proves that my mom was like a Jeanette. She didn't want me. My mom just wanted the attention.
You were a good mother.
She didn't get the attention she wanted.
I could have been better.
In what ways?
Perhaps I did stay in bed rather too often. Nanny got very indignant because sometimes I would hire a temporary nanny to come on her day off. And she said, not even on my day off do you look after those children. Well, it was only a few times. But she, was wanting to criticize me the whole time.
And it's sad because
I also took
she has depression, but she passed on that trauma onto her kids.
So strict. My great pleasure was in teaching them to read and write and add up. Although it did,
And her husband, and you can tell her husband planted the whole fucking thing because he did what he did.
My one piece of use. But that was my interaction. And usually in the summer they went to Westgate on the sea with Nanny.
They've been seen, and I know that. I've been screaming, they're here, and my mom, no, they're not here, they're in Vegas, see? I plan to have the boys over Thanksgiving. I'll pick them up on Thursday, 11/21, after school around 3 p.m. I will return them Saturday night at 11:25. Stephanie, I have the boys already unpacked. One thing with Collin, he's straight F, sneaking out of the house, ditching school. He close to being placed on academic probation. Town trunk office notified me and unveiled absences, and if he is caught, he will have to go to court. I've taken away his cell phone. I have the boys packed. I've taken away his cell phone and canceled them, and I have taken away his allowance, his guitar. I have notified his school counselor, and I have in the process of setting up a meeting to get Collin back on track. He may have to repeat his grade. That's fucking bull fucking shit, Stephanie. That's how the Las Vegas school district is having these kids. They're sexualizing these kids. They have phones and no parents want to step up. These teachers are pimping out our kids. My son doesn't need to go to school. He needs to be with family. He needs to be with his mom. He needs to be with me. I'm screaming for my boys, and my boys are screaming for me. This wouldn't have never happened. I was trying to prevent this from ever happening. My boys, my Desi needs me. I'm just like my Desi. And Anthony has no idea what's going on. I need my Collin. I need my boys. And I even had... It's sad because I had... And this is Lauren. Collin is acting out because he is frustrated. He doesn't want to live with you. He told me he expressed this to you and that you blame the court. He's also told me he purposely stays out because he doesn't want to be there. He obviously is acting out because he's frustrated and he wants to come home. I don't condone his destruction behavior. That's what my mom's like. He's letting Collin be like that. He's letting... Yeah, because no one's having Lauren take responsibility for taking them away from me. More needs to take responsibility for what he's done to me. But yet I have to be the one in the hospital seeing if I have some kind of mental problem with me. Domestic violence, taking away your child, taking away someone's child from a loving parent, that's something wrong with them. No, why? How come no fucking person is coming to me? I'm calling people and they don't understand. Where are the people? Where are the real people? I don't understand. I have no family members, nothing, no friends. No one understands that. I am alone. I've been alone. I have no support, no nothing. I'm a medium psychic. I do need help. I'm not going to this was all planned and set up, my boys, my Collin. That's what my Collin did. 808. What do I do? Where do I go? Welcome to America, where you're not allowed to be a mother spiritually or have any rights. Welcome to America, where if you were born to a mother that didn't love you, and a mother, well, welcome to America. If you were born in this human sex trafficking, there's no way out. If you don't want to sell your body, I don't want to sell my body, there's no way out. Welcome to America. If you want out, you gotta sell your body, and even then, your soul is stuck here. Welcome to America. And in the back of my head, it's like, this ain't America. It's the world. The court system failed, and no. I'm going to show my boys, I'm going to prove my boys, dead or alive, I'm still here, and I still want justice. And these judges know exactly what they are doing. Watching my dad die in front of me, I knew it was something. Yeah. Death does not scare me. Having my own sons think that I don't love them, that I don't fight for them, that they're not my world, that scares me. Having people brainwash them, and I'm telling them, how can all those people do that? But I'm screaming to my boys, I love you, I want you, I need you. But yet they're not allowed to talk to me. They're not allowed to express that. I can't express that to them. Even then, I know my mom's seen them and she's lying. She has grandmother rights and she doesn't even express that. She doesn't care to see you boys. She never did. In those 5 years, I needed to get some kind of closure. I needed some kind of help. I needed to get out. I told my mom that he was going to kill me and she did not believe it. Now she's like, oh, it's too late. I didn't think he was going to do it, but I saw it was too late. No, because you were doing the same thing. You're doing the exact same thing, and I'm calling you out, and she don't want to accept it. She records me, but she's not going to her computer. Last night was so hard. It was so fucking hard. I don't know. I don't know where to go from here. There's so many children are wandering off the streets, these teenagers, and then the church people, the city net, and then outreach, they come and get your kids, and then they'll take you to like some kind of fucking place that will even traumatize you more. And churches will do that. They'll take you in, and some people will take in the kids, and then they brainwash them. That's how I found out. Like a 16-year-old invited me to church, and I went to church with him, and I found out that his dad didn't know where he was at. His dad was lying about his son, how he was raising his son. His son reminded me of my son so much. I felt bad because I guess he was looking for me, and I was off like wandering and talking to people, trying to get information, and he's like, "Where were you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I was here. I was in the back. While they were talking and stuff. I was there. I just wasn't with like around his area. But I know I could see him. But I was not expecting him to look for me. And when he said that, it was funny because when he said it, it was kind of like, where were you? Like, kind of upset, but worried. Like, where were you? I kind of like wanted you to come here and see it, you know, kind of type thing. And I didn't want to like, yeah, he invited me. And I was totally there for him. I was there totally for supporting him, but I was not supporting the church and what they're doing to him. And even a mom, I had to step out in the like a little area. They had like the office area right before you go in, because I was crying. And then the lady with the mom comes and is like, "It's okay," like, and I told her like, I haven't seen my kids, and I don't believe in God or Jesus. Like, I'm only here for support because they need support. And she just slowly back away from me with her kid. And I'm like, I just don't believe in it. Like, how, when you guys are ignoring the people, I just trusting, like, no. And she's slowly backing away from me. Like, I don't want to hear you. You're like, are you kidding me? Wow. And yeah, church people, then they even like, they do the hand thing. They all gather around and then they put their hands on each other. That is like the ultimate no to me. Don't put your hands on me because you're negative, and you transfer all that. And when I saw the dad put his hands on everybody else, and I know how that dad is, he's a parasite. He just infected all those people. If I know that, I'm like, all those other people have dirty secrets. So then he gets another parasite because of his actions. So then I'm like, how is this going to play out? And as soon as we go outside, people start acting different. people start acting different. And it's like, and it's kind of like my dad wants me to bring up the heart transplant. When you get a heart transplant, my dad never had a heart transplant, but together we were watching videos and stuff, and we had some kind of knowledge of it because he did need a new heart. But when you get a new anything in your body, any kind of thing from another person, you now absorb that person. You now have like that thoughts and feeling, because that person's blood flows, that person's organ, that living organ is now through you. You are now connected. You'll have to be careful. I don't know if I don't know if hospitals do tell you that, but it's a guaranteed fact, no fact. And I did have a friend, Raphael Garduno. I'm gonna say Raphael for sure. Raphael, he had a heart transplant in high school, and I remember Frank Redica. Frank's dad is the one that was reading him up in the newspaper. And I remember me and Frank were eating, and his dad comes home with the newspaper, and he puts it on the table, and he goes, "Hey, do you guys know this guy? And know this boy?" And we're like, "Yeah, that's our friend, you know." And then I'm like, okay, this was before my dad died, so I'm like, I wonder how that's going to affect him later on. We shall see the process. And I always told Lauren that too, like after when me and Frank broke up, and that had brought up with Lauren Tapia, because my dad. So then when we saw Raphael in the supermarket, he had a girlfriend or a wife. He had a wife, and the wife was older than him, like at least 20 years older, maybe 15, I don't know, but older, way older. And he seemed happy, and he's young, you know. And it was because of the heart transplant. It's because he had the older guy's heart. And at first, before he was like, I wasn't gonna drink, smoke, I gotta take care of this heart, this and that. And later on, he's like, I gotta live my life. And it's true. But you just gotta be more careful. So that was something to see, opening my eyes to that. So when my brother did get hit by the car, when like we all had stories, we all had a spark in us. My cousins, my mom and dad, my sister, we all had a spark in us that told us something was going on. My dad said it. He woke up in a dream and he was all sweating, and then he got a phone call, and we were at my aunt's house getting watched, and my mom was working. And it was like, we didn't need to be at my aunt's house. My aunt's house was horrible. So I can understand why my kids don't like my sister's house. And I did not stand my sister's house. I could not live with my sister in Costa Mesa. It was so sickening. It was like drowning. No, Santa Ana. It was drowning. When we were homeless. Like, my sister, I asked my sister, like, we'll move in there or stay there while I get settled somewhere else so I can leave Lauren. And Lauren Tapia was not allowed to stay with Stephanie in the room until I figure out what was going on. So at that time, when me and my boys were staying with Stephanie in Santa Ana and Lauren was staying at his mom's house, I was catching him in a lie. So a lot of his friends were harassing me, bullying me, and they work for the school district. That's why they don't want to come to me face to face. They're all involved. They're all on Zoom. All these pedophiles are on Zoom. They will not. When you get put to sleep, you can get information there that is blacked out. That's blacked out. That's blacked out. Now I have other spirit guides that are coming in, so I know when I do go into that sleep state, if this goes further, if I get any help, which I don't know, but that's my plan. Hypnosis, and then there you go. You'll have the whole storyboard, the whole storyline. And why people don't use hypnosis is because it does work. You just need a whole team with you to guide you on what's going on. Because you do need a medium and psychic in the room while you're having hypnosis. You need someone else in the room. You need to be recorded. And I'm recording this for... yeah. Yes, I am an alien. I love you boys. And, this is your justice. You will get your justice. I'm here for you boys. Just look me up. Look at my videos. And I left you codes with a lot of spelling error. But the numbers, you can't like mix up the numbers. So I like using numbers because there's no spelling errors on the numbers. Letters. Papa came in heavily yesterday, and I needed that. He's here. He's coming in more and more strongly. Yeah, I love you boys, and I'll see you soon.